And also, what can this event do for your team? Essentially, what are you hoping to get out of it?
Well, the first thing, every opponent is so different. We played Drake on Thursday. Unlike the first three opponents we played, they play a very slow tempo. So far fewer possessions, a very disciplined offense and defense. They play the pack it in. Um, so this is a good preparation for many of the teams in our league that play the same defense and offense. And then whoever our next opponent is, those teams again are very different. They've got some really big guys, and so we haven't faced that kind of size yet. So the whole purpose of playing in a tournament like this, and this field will definitely provide it, is preparation for the ACC. We'll have a chance to play different opponents from different leagues with different styles. And in our league, the coaches have so many different styles that game preparation is very challenging. So you go from playing one opponent that's very fast to playing someone who's plays very conservatively. Some play man, some play zone. And so for this 4-day period, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, we'll have three games in a very short period of time and learn an awful lot about where we are.
Next question from Adam Lichtenstein. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey Jim, how are you?
Good.
Good. So just what looking at the first three games of the season, just what are some of the things that you learned about the team?
Well, in these games, we like to play fast, and our opponents were willing to play fast with us. So we learned that we could score the ball at a pretty high level. We scored, I think, over 90 points in every game. No, I think we had 86 in one game. Anyway, we scored a lot of points in each game. We had a lot of different guys score the ball. So from an offensive standpoint, it was very satisfying. From a defensive standpoint, however, we also learned that we're capable of playing very good defense, which we did in those three games, all in the first half. But in the second half, we also learned that we didn't sustain that same defensive intensity once we got the lead. And that's a major concern for us.
And then we're gonna talk to Paul in a few minutes. Just what how has he kind of grown in his role? How has he kind of grown on and off the court since he arrived last year?
Well, Paul is someone that was really under the radar. And when we signed him, um, he came into a program where he was basically counted on to be like a 10th man. We weren't really looking for him to be in the rotation, but he kept really plugging away and working harder and harder, and eventually made his way into the rotation. He helped us with his performance against Pittsburgh. We had a nice win at home against Pitt, and then he was able to kind of maintain that role for the remainder of the season. He worked very hard in the weight room after the season was over and throughout the summer. He's much stronger. He's playing much harder. He's much better defensively. And he's worked on his three-point shot. That hasn't shown up yet, but I think throughout the season, I think you'll see that he's a very steady offensive player, good straight line driver, and potentially a good three-point shooter.
Next question from Michelle Kaufman. Go ahead, Michelle.
Hey, Jim, I have two quick ones. We're going to also talk to AJ. So I wanted to know about, where did you first learn about him? What did you know about him? And what have you seen from him so far? How do you see his role? And then the other thing is, if you had to pick one thing that has surprised you about this group, you didn't really know 10 of these guys. What is one thing that has surprised you with these 3 wins so far? Thanks.
Well, the first is Bill Courtney brought A.J. Stanton McCray to my attention very late in the portal season. We were still looking for a versatile guy. And what the way Bill Courtney described him was A.J. is playing at Samford. They went 28-2. Well, that sold me. And he was a starter, at least a part-time starter, a full-time starter for Samford. And he plays multiple positions. He can play the 2, the 3, and the other day we even played him at the 4 when we went small ball. So with that in mind, that intrigued me. Then I heard he's from Florida. Played at West Oaks High School. He's traveled a good bit, but to bring him back home, to think that he would fit in very, very well. Paul Jobet also went to West Oaks. We have a great relationship with the folks at West Oaks. So I thought, okay, this young man will fit in very, very well. And in our conversations with him, we told him that we thought we would have a deep team. He may not start. He might have to come in off the bench, and he was fine with that. So now we have a guy with a great attitude, a great work ethic, comes from a winning program, has versatility in his game. He's a very good defender. And so he checked all the boxes. I think the thing that has surprised me the most is the extreme difference between our execution and ability to score the ball on offense and our inability to stop the opponent from putting the ball in the basket. Normally a team is as good as we've been at scoring the ball is normally pretty good at guarding because the guys are smart. They know the offense. They know how to guard people. But we're rebounding the ball pretty effectively so far, but we haven't played against any big teams yet. So this tournament will really enlighten me and my staff about where we are, because we're going to see 3 different styles of play, and especially against Drake, a team that's extremely well coached, extremely well disciplined, who plays a very slow tempo. They're in the 300s. So that means very few possessions, and we're going to have to be very disciplined ourselves.
Thank
Any
you.
other questions for Coach? All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.